Welcome back, everyone. Well, here we are, end of season camping, but just the start of the season for me. I absolutely love camping in the fall, spring, and in the winter months. So here we are on a beautiful backcountry lake. It does have a put-in spot, which we're at right now. So we're actually having our own private island campsite. So this is a first. This is gonna be really exciting. So boat's all loaded up and ready to go. And I hear the fishing's pretty good. So it's a bit cloudy today, but I'm told that it's going to clear out. Just spoke with some local fishermen and they had a great morning already. They caught a 2.5 pound bass, some other smaller ones, pike and a pickerel. So hopefully we get some good fishing in. This island has a lot of tiny little islands, so I'm hopeful that the island site we booked is going to be good stuff. So here there's a little island. An island we have is bigger than that. We're going to see which one this is. So that's a little bit bigger. Campsite we're on is absolutely not that small. All right, okay, so it is really small. Here we go, home sweet home. That's pretty cool. I mean, Royce can be off leash the whole time. And we're close to like everything. Like we can kind of jump off anywhere here in the lake and kind of go for hikes and stuff. Probably will do that. Nice, there's no service out here, so you're completely disconnected. Yeah, one of my friends who's camped out here warned me this one is pretty small, but literally it's the only one available for this time of year, this trip. So here we go, private island adventure. Are you wet? Certain somebody doesn't like being wet, so they like rolling around and making a mess and rolling to dry. All right, so good news. Looks like Santa has visited the island and the head elf. It's pretty funny. So pretty small island, as you can see. We'll go towards the fire pit here. This is one end of the island, which makes a lot of sense. And then it sort of ends here. I'm trying to figure out where to put my hammock. So I don't know. This is an option here. That's close to the fire, but I guess I wouldn't put up while the fire's going. And then if we go around this way, so where the canoe put in is, little kitchen over there. I'm making lunch pretty soon. If we go this way, see the spot where we're going to put the tent, which is sort of right here. It's pretty flat. And the toilet doesn't smell. It's pretty good, but it's kind of like you're a little exposed there. And a little trail out here for the lookout. The next site is straight across there where I'm pointing. You can see some people there. And yeah, it's pretty beautiful. Water's a little shallow just off this point here. You don't want to dive in, obviously, but I think it's pretty good swimming. A little cool today for that, though. It's about 17 degrees. All right, so I'm just putting together a little charcuterie board here. Got a little bit of smoked salmon here. Certain somebody's excited about that. Crackers and cheese, some puffs, harvest snaps, hickory barbecue almonds. Got some olives, a little bit of pepperettes, and some pickles. So there's, of course, more snacks and all that kind of stuff in there, but this is where we start. All right, I'm particularly hungry. So you guys can see here, I've got like my smoked salmon, crackers, cheese, everything, and some dried fruit. So this is gonna be delicious. And I made myself a little glass of Tang. I don't know if y'all remember that from like field trips and stuff like that. They always used to bring Tang in those big like jugs and whatnot. So it takes me right back. I'm gonna try this little smoked salmon here. I got smoked salmon in a can. Just with oil and salt in it. I don't want to bring kind of the stuff you get in the freezer section because it won't keep, but this stuff's in a can, much like you would have like mussels and stuff. That is so good. Whoa. One thing, comes a lot of oil, so I could bring in wildlife, so you want to keep that in like a bear barrel or something, like when it's open or someplace really, really secure. I plan on burning some of the oil tonight. I just put on a little bit of sweater. A breeze has picked up and a little cooler, but really cool. Eating lunch, a loon just, I heard this flapping noise, wonder what was going on. And a loon basically came right up along this little stretch here and landed just in front of me. So let's take a look at it. Well, I found the Sit and Rock here on the corner of the island. Great view. I have a feeling people like to read and sit out here, and it's also a swimming rock too, because it's got nice little bit of depth to kind of sneak in the water there without going through the weeds. Oh, there's my loon friend. Just gotta figure that out, eh? There you go. I think those were juncos. I think the juncos are back. Oh, winter's coming. They're usually like a winter bird around here. They don't really hang out much past the early spring. Just after the snow melts, they're gone. They're back. Got to find some ways to entertain ourselves here on the island. Ah, here comes the sun. This is great. What an awesome sight. Just cruising around the lake here later in the afternoon and exploring. As you can see in those areas that I just showed you there, there's been a lot of blowdown. That was from the Derrico back a couple of years ago when the tornadoes kind of went through, and strong wind shear took down a whole bunch of trees. So pretty scary. This area was affected. Would not have been very fun camping in that weather. For example, take a look at this root structure over this rock. Rock hadn't seen daylight in a long time. Just heading into this little area here. It looks like a bit of a creek. Ooh, there's a little fish in the water. Structure over here, I think. Somewhere in the back, it looks like there's probably a little creek that goes into another little lake back in there. Pretty cool spot. Pretty shallow in here, though. Just poking through here, lots of fish in here. It's like a sanctuary, and saw a young pike. I don't know, it was maybe like 1.5 feet long. So it was just sort of hanging out, waiting to ambush some small fish in this little sanctuary. So that's really, really neat. We can't get much farther in this area just because water levels are extremely low this year everywhere. So it's, a couple inches of water moving forward. But in the spring, you could get in pretty far, maybe get into some of the interior lakes there. So here we are coming up on shoreline here that has little cliffs and stuff. Lots of fun. So look at this island here. There's a lot of trees down, and looks like some of the edges of the logs are burned. And if you look to the left, it's really going to be hard for you to see this, but this area right here looks like it experienced some forest fire. So I'm going to go check that out. I don't know if that's started by a campfire or a lightning strike. It's a great blue heron. No, we're on shore now, and it looks like the understory burned a lot. Look at these beautiful flowers that have come up. Isn't that cool? Wow, I have never seen something so beautiful. Look at that. The trees only burnt like part way up, but these flowers are everywhere. It's so neat. Wow, it's all crunchy. I don't know. This oak tree has been around for a little bit. Maybe this didn't happen just last year. I mean, some of the work to clean this up may have been this year, but all this beautiful flower in here. Take a look at this one little mushroom. This is probably an amanita. Oh yeah, it's an amanita, toxic mushroom. Let's take a look. They usually have a little cup. You can take it out. Not toxic to touch, but you don't want to eat this. Oh yeah, I think I just busted the cup. Wow, take a look at this. So they flip up, they just expose rocks and areas we've never seen in a long time. Wow. Mushroom down in there too. Climb down here. Look at that. Oh, there's a bunch in there. Holy mackerel. Must be some rotting wood in there. Never know what you find when you go exploring. Turn back on the other side of the island. Now, really what I'm trying to find is if there's a campsite here. This was some kind of like a campsite fire. Wow, look at these beautiful flowers here. Fire has brought back some pretty unique plants on this little island. That is amazing. I bet you a lot of the islands had stuff like this, and now with the camping, they all get trampled down and they don't grow. But the seed bank is there. You know what I mean? So when something catastrophic happens, these beautiful things come back to life. Evidence of drinking. No, it's either post the event or maybe this was an old campsite. I'm trying to decide, is that the old fire pit? In here. Bet you any money this is a campfire gone very badly. Like the fire seems to have started kind of on the ground. You can see that it's necessarily kind of gone up until started from the top of a tree, you know what I mean? So they burned a lot of them at the lower base. There's a crazy noise coming from this tree here. I think it's some kind of an insect. Look at that insect in the tree, rasping away, eating at the wood. My money is that this is a campfire gone very badly. This is be a beautiful sight. I'm sure it was at one point. Like, nice island. A lot more space. This would be kind of like a little bit more of an island size I'd prefer for camping. Yeah, it's got beautiful views all around. Pretty quiet. You can't see any other campsites around, really. Alrighty, we'll head back at her. But that was pretty interesting. These flowers, that's one thing I just cannot get over, the beauty after something like this happens. There's a little snake on this island. I just spooked it. Oh, there it is. Just a garter snake. There you see. That is amazing. It must be eating some of the bugs. Oh, cool. It's going in the little hole there. Well, that's pretty neat. There's some freshwater mussels down there. We don't eat those around here, but that's our one of our native mussels. So this is what a freshwater mussel looks like. This is nice and heavy. It is sealed all the way. They are filter feeders, so I mean, I'm sure you could eat this and not have a problem, but I'd just leave it for the local wildlife. All right, fishing's good. Got a little perch to start off the evening. I don't have my GoPro or anything, guys, so I'm sorry for no action shots here, but here's my little fishy. All right, it's a beautiful evening out here. Wind's picked up a little bit. Sun's going to go down in about an hour, so we're going to make some supper and then get the fire going. All right, so I am having a burger today. I've got some pesto and lettuce and stuff there, so this should be delicious. I also brought these Mad Hatter peppers that I grew. They have a weird little shape to them, but they're really nice and crispy, so I'm going to put this on the side. And while supper was being made, I was working on the fire over here. And I'm enjoying this Whitewater Farmer Daughter beer. It's non-alcoholic, but it's actually really tasty. It's sort of a more local brewery. So it's about 60 calories for this, so not too bad. Now these little peppers, they're very light. Really crunchy. If you like food ASMR. Ooh, these are a little spicy, actually. Because it was like kind of dry this summer, I was hearing that like when I undergo a little bit of stress, maybe like droughty conditions, they tend to get a little bit like spicier. They're actually kind of a mild pepper usually, but there's a little bit of a kick to it. Delicious. I think it's something you've grown yourself. The seeds were pretty expensive, but I'm really glad. I actually grew 2 plants out of the 6 seeds I bought or something in this little tiny package. But they're really fruitful. They produce a lot of peppers. So I'm going to save some seeds next year so I don't have to buy them again. The sun's gone down. I'm out after supper just seeing if there's anything still biting. I don't know if the weather's coming in or not. The clouds are looking a little bit ominous in the distance, but anyway, I'm prepared either way. Got the tent all set up. Could even just deke in there if it certainly gets a little. Tent's all set up. I could certainly. I just had a bite while I'm chatting with you guys. They got my bait. Anyways, got the tent. I can just pop in there if it starts to rain. But I do have the idea is that I do have my my hammock. Ooh, my gosh, guys! I got a huge bass. Huge! Look at the top. Oh, this is huge. This is like a couple pounds. Hold on. Look at this, guys. It's a beauty. It's huge. It's like you can't even see me. It's dark out, but look at that fish. It hit hard. My drag wasn't set properly. So anyway, I'm gonna get this guy back in the water. Sorry you can't see me too well, but it's pretty late. Oh yeah. There you go, bud. Wow, that was awesome. I'm surprised I didn't like shriek. I got it on the line, but it hit hard and fast. Just cast right into the shore here and a little bit of structure. It's about 8:15. See, I wasn't even getting the dog worked up. Oh, here you can see me a little bit better now. So what I was fishing with is there's a little Meps lure there, and I put like a little tiny worm on there, and boom, that was a ticket. Yeah, I thought it was a pike at first. It was the way it hit. But then I just fixed my drag kind of, I don't know, I hadn't set it properly. So I was like, holy moly, that's pulling off the line pretty good. But anyways, it was a very, very decent fish. That'd be a really good eater. But I'm just doing catch and release today. So that's awesome. I had to stay quiet because there's like actually some people back here in a motorboat. This lake unfortunately does allow motorboats. There's a launch. Yeah, so if I was too loud, next thing you know, everybody's going to be right over this site thinking they're going to catch the fish. No, I have to be really quiet. There's a little island. Don't worry, someone's there tending the fire. After what we saw today. The loons. All right. It's starting to get dark out here. I've got a light on, but probably should just head back and enjoy the fire. Well, good morning. It was a lovely day yesterday, and I'm really excited for today. I've got all day here, and I had a wonderful night, had a good sleep, woke up a few times to some birds, the loons having a little calling fest back and forth, and some geese flying overhead early this morning. I was snug as a bug in a rug in my sleeping bag. Let's take a look at my setup. I did not show you guys that last night. And this is what I was in. It's in my down sleeping bag. In my hammock with my little pillow. And this is an underquilt, actually. So the underquilt, and there's the sleeping, the hammock right here. There's no bugs, so I didn't really have to worry about that. So that was nice. But the fish are jumping, so we're going to get back out again. That bass was amazing last night. That was a really fun catch. So I'm going to head out again. Just take a look at the scenery this morning. Just beautiful. It's glass. So we're going to get out without further ado. Sure is a beautiful morning out here on the water. No nibbles yet. Heard a barred owl in the distance. Sun is not even up yet. It's just starting to rise. So, what a beautiful time to be out. See in the water these little gray things. Hard to see, but little gray things in the water there. They're really hard to see, but I'm guessing. So I'm guessing that's what the fish eat out here. So there's tons of them on the water. I don't know. They just look like skin, like exoskeleton, like shedding, like a you'd see with like some forest spiders and cicadas and things like that, and other little nymphs and things like that, just shedding into their final form. So that's pretty cool. Ripples right there. Fish just jumped, but they are not biting my line. So I'm just looking up in the trees here, and I'm just watching the birds and stuff because the fishing's a little bit slow. And I just happened to notice, I think it's a small bird of prey in the tree there, just waking up, preening in the sunshine. I don't have my binoculars, so I'm just having my cell phone and my ultra zoom on it to see what it is. It may be like a small little kestrel or merlin or something like that. It's pretty small though. I'm saying maybe it's the size of a robin or something, or a blue jay. First I thought it was a blue jay, but it's not. So that's really cool. It does not seem to be like, on the hunt or anything. It just seems to be waking up, enjoying the morning with me. And I'm going to head back and have a little bit of breakfast. Got some eggs this morning, and I'll make some maple bacon spam. And I've got, I'll make a coffee, and I've got some Nutella on a bagel, so this will be good. All right, so just making some coffee. So I've got some skim milk powder, and I brought some maple sugar from home. So this is an easy way to transport your maple syrup to sweeten your coffees and drinks and stuff. Just make it into maple sugar. So that's what we're going to do there. All right, so don't really have the we don't really have the kettle with us, so we're just going to boil a little bit of water in this pan to make the coffee. Another quick tip I have is if you don't want to bring oil that's going to spill all over everything, you can bring with you ghee. It's clarified butter, and it kind of sits as a bit of like a solid. It's really shelf stable, just out, not in the refrigerator. I don't know if you can see where we are there, but we're kind of where the little arrow is. Just ignore the direction, that little pink line. We're not going anywhere. So yeah, you can see the lake is pretty decent. Oh, sorry about that. All right, so you can kind of see the lake's pretty decent in there. If you go zoom out, you can kind of see where we are. So it's pretty nice. Decent sized lake, lots of little areas to explore. It's really warming up fast here today. I think it's going to be 24 degrees, so that's really nice for mid-September. Have a little bit of breakfast. Certain somebody wants some eggs. But yeah, cheers everybody. Hope you're having a good morning. Enjoying the little show today. I really appreciate your support. As I've let you guys know in some of my posts, it's been 10 years here on the channel at TheWildYam, 10 years of weekly videos. I've only skipped a couple, I think, when Royce was really sick. So that's quite a commitment. So we'll see where we go from here, moving forward into the year 11. Let me know what you guys want to see on the channel. Some more of this stuff or something else. Let me know. One of Royce's vices is, always likes begging for food. I really do like this maple spam. I know it's not good for you, but it tastes pretty good. Better than regular spam. You can kind of fry it up like bacon or whatever. So. I almost missed it, but that was a loon trying to take off. Their feet are right by the rear end, so they do have a hard time on land. And on water even, they struggle to kind of get up in the air as they're flapping their little legs and their wings are going like crazy. So that was really neat to see. All right, so the sun is really high in the sky. About 10 o'clock in the morning, and I've got a nice hot fire going here. So I think it's time to go for a little dip to cool off, refresh myself, to get started for the day, and then I can come back and warm up by the fire. This is my little swimming rock here. Kind of drops off fairly deeply there, so don't have to worry about the slimy weeds or anything like that. I'm psyching myself up. Well, it is mid-September, so you know, the water is not going to be as warm as you'd expect in the summertime, but it's still going to be very enjoyable. Oh, that's cold. Oh. Wow, that was a little refreshing. Takes your breath away. Kind of good though. It gives you a good little rush, you know, like the Wim Hof treatment of, it does feel good. You come out and the air's warmer than the water big time. And then by this hot fire, it's great. So I can say that now. Just best to kind of jump in quickly versus taking your time, because there's no way to acclimatize to that kind of cold. Well, the fire's still going and I'm drying out. That was a really nice morning. It's so relaxing to just have a little reset there. You know, that cold resets your body, and just to warm up by the fire, it's a nice combination, let me tell you. It's doing a little bit of reading. The sun's going in and out behind the clouds, but it's beautiful out here. People are heading out. Usually checkout time at these campsites is around 11 in the morning, but I have booked a little bit longer so that I don't have to race out of here, just for a quick little weekend camping trip. So that's nice. There must be like a little hunting club or something over yonder. I do hear some gunshots and stuff like that. Target practice. You know, moose and elk season is like basically on like nowish, the time of recording of this video, and you know, in some areas. So then we're into deer season in November and stuff like that for guns and stuff. So anyway, just enjoying the morning. Woo! Nice hot air coming by me. Royce is over there having a little snooze. It's finally calmed down. He's a bit excited, obviously, being on a new territory, but he's enjoying himself. So I'm just getting lunch ready here. It's the usual fare, like the charcuterie from yesterday, but I also have some Quebec pea soup here. So that's going to be delicious. So we're going to have that. I just add a little bit of water to it to kind of rehydrate it a little bit. This is going to be really hearty and nice. Air temperature is nice, but the wind has a little bit of a bite to it. So having something warm is going to be welcome today. Right, well, that looks pretty good. We've got our soup. The bagel had some snacks before, and now a little bit of salad. So it's going to be delicious. Let's give the soup a little try. Very nice. Very, very nice. I love pea soup. In the winter months, sometimes I've tried. I was at this sort of skating event in the wintertime, and they had this really thick Dutch pea soup, I believe, and they call it snert. So you literally stick your spoon straight up in it, and it's like ham in there, and like a really, really, really thick pea soup. So very delicious. But this is the Quebec style. Well, it is a beautiful afternoon here. I've just spent the afternoon resting and reading, to be honest with you. Of course, cleaned up the campsite and left a little bit of fire for the next group who comes in, and trying to leave the campsite in a better place than when we arrived. Winds come up a little bit off and on and been a little bit cool, but overall this is a glorious day and a wonderful campsite. I really enjoyed this little private island in the backcountry to just relax for the weekend. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's adventures, and we'll see you down the trail. Have a great week. Bye for now.